a nipple grab, and a 10-minute round of pin ball and quit hitting yourself, quit hitting yourself. I was blinded by that high and tight, y'all. He seduced me on our first date with all his random statistics about the Marine Corps. Like the fact that we have an 86% divorce rate. Oh, that's a great topic for a first date. Would you like to know my favorite color first? What a freak. Oh my God. Okay, but so he was a client, but when I tell you what he said to get me to marry him, you're going to think he should have been a recruiter. You might want to write this down if your husband does recruiting duty, okay? He says to me, sweetheart, you can have all the closet space because I wear the same thing every day. You can have as many babies as you want because it's free. And I'll never get on your nerves because I'll always be gone. I'm not going to lie to you, it wasn't until he explained to me what BAH and separation pay was. Okay, we eloped that weekend. Was it just me when you guys first got married, you were like, what is all this PCS, BAH talk? I'm like, look, if you don't sit there and explain to me what this stuff means, I'm going to make it up for myself. Try it, it's fun. BAH, broke-ass homeowner. PCS, pretty crappy situation. So we eloped. I'd known him for about 6 months. Anyone else do something? It's kind of what we do. So I didn't really know what the life was going to be like, so I wanted to talk to somebody who would, so I went to see my grandmother. My grandma Ruby had spent over 35 years of her life married to when my grandfather was in the Air Force. They had 7 kids. They lived all over the world. She is my inspiration. I love her, and I thought, Grandma is going to tell me what I need to know, right? So I said, Grandma, give me some advice about being a military wife. She said, sweetheart, the benefit of PCSing every 3 years is it's another opportunity for you to forget to give your mother-in-law your new address. She said, don't be fooled by TRICARE, honey. They don't try, and they don't care. I said, well, Grandma, okay, talk to me about deployment. You know, I need some advice about deployment. She said, deployment, you're going to be fine. But when he gets back, be ready for the reunion surprise. I said, oh my God, Grandma, is it like some gift that John's going to bring me from overseas? She said, well, it's more like the gift you're going to give him 9 months later. Now, that was my mama. She's a reunion surprise, so I'm grateful for it. Is there anybody here that has like a little deployment baby for you? Oh, okay, honey, come here. Actually, this little baby is. Isn't it cute? I might wear this for Halloween, nothing else. What do y'all think? That's skanky. That's skanky. Congratulations, my dear. Have you noticed with the Marine Corps, especially when you meet another woman and she's introducing her kids to you, she sometimes doesn't even tell you their name. She's like, well, that one over there playing in the mud, that's my deployment baby. The one pulling the cat's tail, that's my ball baby. And my husband just calls the youngest a negligent discharge. Listen, I know what I'm going to do when I'm ready to get pregnant. I'm not going to take all those classes or my temperature and all that. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to call one of y'all and say, get me tickets to the Marine Corps Ball, right? Because that's all I need to do. So here I am, a military wife. I've talked to my grandma. I've got everything that I need to know to be a proper military wife. And I got prepared for the diddy move from hell. From the East Coast to the West Coast. And somebody's going to come up to me after the show and say, Molly, why didn't you TMO? And I'm going to say, maybe someone's cheap-ass husband didn't tell me I could TMO. But here's the deal. I had a lot of time to think. Going about 40 miles per hour. Following his U-Haul with 2 cats in the car. I started to get like Southern? Okay, so you hear me, okay? So you know we're pretty much scared of everybody, right? And I thought that Californians were just going to be Yankees with suntans. So I was just like, they're not my life. So I sat there, and here's the deal. It's because of one person that I met. And you should never judge a whole group by one. And I had been at the South Carolina State Fair, and there was a woman from California, and she just was crazier. And you know, this is what happened. At the State Fair, I do have shoes on, I'm not that Southern. And I'm at the State Fair, and the dairy farmers are there, and they're showing everybody the milk cows, and they bring them in, and they show how they get the milk from the cows. So they have these huge contraptions that come down from the wall with these suction cups, and they hook them on, and they flip a switch, and it starts sucking and pumping and gyrating, and I am loving it. Until this Californian ruins it for me with her, oh my God, I am so offended. I'm from California. Nothing like this would ever happen there. I looked at her, I said, oh my God, lady, if you are so offended, I will take them off and put them back on the cow. Didn't see that one coming. So, I started to like pep talk myself. You know, like, okay, I'm finally going to a place where it's acceptable to have fake tans, fake nails, fake hair, fake other things. Got to California, could not afford the gas to get any of that giant. And then I always felt like I had to keep up with these crazy trends that were on TV. When I got there, like everybody was bleaching their hair and bleaching their teeth. And I don't mean to freak y'all out, but they were bleaching their anuses. So I did what I always did. I called my grandma. I said, Grandma, I do not know what to do. People are over here bleaching their anuses. She said, sweetheart, you go outside in the sunlight and you put a little lemon juice on it. This is my husband's favorite joke when you just threw up in your mouth. So my grandma's advice had not prepared me for living on base. Okay, go back in time with me. Do y'all remember the first time that you drove into base? And you're like, oh my God, a helicopter just went over my head, a tank just passed down the right, some shit just blew up, and some dude with a gun is barking at my husband. What the hell is that? Have you guys heard it? Can anybody do it? Can anybody do the oorah like they do it? Can you do it? Will you do it for me? Will you do it? Oh, okay, I'm sorry, you just have another ring. But it sounded like, oh my God. There was like seals in the harbor spinning, like getting all horny. It was like a mating call. I did not know what was wrong with my husband. Like, oh my God, you're allergic. Let me give you a suppository. What? We were so blessed to get base housing, but who designed these houses? Oh, okay, we'll talk. I'm like, oh my God, you share a driveway and a backyard and a common bedroom wall. You're new best friends now. Now look, here's the deal. I come on stage, I'm talking about bleaching my anus, I'm real wide open, but the truth is, like, when I meet people, like strangers at first, I'm kind of nervous when I meet them because my name is Molly. Because every time, it ends up like this. Hi, I'm Molly. Oh my God, I have a dog named Molly? How am I supposed to respond to that? Congratulations, I'm a bitch too. Or maybe, oh, do you want to tell me your name, or should you turn around and let me sniff your ass to see if I can recognize you? So our neighbor had a dog named Molly, and I could just see it. And every morning the husband was yelling, Molly, shit in the front yard again. Molly's at the playground humping. Totally humiliated. So, one of like the rare nights that my husband was home, he's laying in the bed, and all of a sudden, like, everything starts shaking. And I'm like, oh my God, because in California,